The General Store on 24 in Lewis.
All right, 856. Nathan and Dawn. Appreciate you guys coming in this morning.
This is a great.
We're definitely having a great
for
time.
having us.
Yeah, look, getting educated, having fun.
I'm learning so much.
Absolutely.
I really am.
Of course, Delmarva Health through CBD. You guys are the official coffee inside the Bill and Jessica Show, Rise and Grind Columbia Supreme. We're live on Facebook. You can head on over and check it out. And you were saying this is great. The CBG is good for blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's been a study that shows that CBG can reduce blood pressure. Also very good for, I don't want to say glaucoma.
Okay.
But it can reduce intraocular pressure. Okay, so for everybody out there that doesn't understand that kind of verbiage, what this means is when your eyes get strained, okay, which usually happens to me from staring at a computer screen all day. It's a lot of people, work with computers. Your eyes get strained. This helps relieve the pressure and your eyes just relax. So the first time this happened was like probably a year or two ago, and I tried it, and I had a little bit of a migraine. My eyes were really hurting. I took some, and then all of a sudden it felt like everything just opened up. I could see perfect. It was very nice. And it's
all of us have glasses. We all can
Yeah.
relate.
I have glasses,
We all can relate.
All right, so blood pressure, the eyes. I need to go make some of this coffee now. I'm just saying.
So, there's a guy. He's kind of a friend of ours that stopped by the store a week ago. He came in. And he was telling me that he had issues with his peripheral vision.
Okay.
All right. So this is actually a good story for a couple of reasons. He came in and said, "Hey, I saw this article about this company, Pure Canna, and it says that it will help this, and it had THC in it." I was like, "Well, Rick, I don't know." I was like, "I've never heard that kind of thing. Here's what I could tell you: take some CBG for your eyes. It'll help." He went and looked online. And he said, "I think I found this product," and he saw this on Amazon. I said, "You can't trust Amazon because since I'm in the industry, I know where I can sell things and where I can't."
Right.
Amazon is one of the marketplaces where CBD products are prohibited. So people will sell CBD type products. They look like it, like think a copycat. But instead of having the CBD oil, which gets pulled out of the flower or the bud for everybody, hemp seed oil is what they put in it. Now, hemp seed oil is healthy in the fact that it has all the omega-3, 6, 9s, all that stuff. Be great in a salad. Has absolutely no CBD, no THC, and here's the reason why. When you start off with this plant, you obviously have to start off with a seed. There's no CBD or THC in that seed because you have to let the plant grow to get it out of the flower. So people that go online and thinking, "Hey, I'm going to save some money by going to Amazon and buying CBD products," you're wasting your time and your money. And this has happened quite a few times. People have come in and I've sat down and showed them, "Look, here is where it says this." So the end part of the story is the guy came in the next day without glasses.
Wow.
Said, "Wow." And then we've known him for like years, and we've tried to tell him this stuff. He's finally listened because he didn't have any other choice.
Right.
And he comes in without glasses, and he's like, I totally believe it. I can see so much better after a day,
Wow.
And all he did was he bought some CBD gummies.
Right.
And I gave him some CBG soft gel. So he took one of each, and he felt better. Now, is it going to, fix his eyes? No, it's not going to fix his eyes. But it'll help him deal with, a better eyesight.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I kind of feel good about that. I just wish he'd listened a couple of years ago.
I know.
Could have been without glasses for years.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that sounds like almost like a miracle story. But like you were saying, a lot of people react different. So we just have to let people know because they hear that and they're like, "Oh, you guys are like the miracle workers." But it helps. I mean, that for the most part, you're just basically giving people some help with certain problems.
Right, and we're not
nothing's guaranteed.
No, nothing's guaranteed. I'm not a doctor. I've just helped probably hundreds of people. So after a certain point, you get a feel for, okay, when people come in and they talk about this is a solution that normally works. Okay, and if that doesn't work, then we go to plan B,
Right.
And at some point, people come in and you can't help everybody. So there's a lady that comes in that has Bell's palsy, which is she has kind of like, it looks like a stroke. Her
Right.
cheek is, or left side is drooping. So we sold her a tincture for sleep,
Okay.
which sounds weird, okay, but it had CBN in it, which is very good for sleep. which is also good for tremors. So her issue was nerve damage.
Okay.
And this helped her a little bit, but what really helped her was acupuncture. Now, she still comes in and gets it, every 2 weeks. Her and her husband both have sleep issues. They both buy these products. And that's an unusual request that I don't think most shops would know how to handle. Or like when a guy comes in and says, hey, I've got a little bit of autism, and autism is weird. Your brain is wired differently.
Okay.
And I sit down with him and go, oh, what have you tried? What works? And then in this case, he tried a kind of Delta 8 gummy from a group called Celestial Wellness that I had found at another show in July in North Carolina. And this is something that we do and have done from the beginning, where we're not just looking here in Delmarva and on Google. We're going out into the industry and going to shows and talking to people and doctors and all. What is the latest research? What's happening in Delta 8 with Florida right now? What's going on in North Carolina?
Well, I was impressed when you were telling me about those cake cups you've talked about. You said, yeah, you ordered the cake cups, you and your mother-in-law or whatever is scooping them in, and you're actually like, it's not like you're just ordering stuff and just putting it on the shelf.
Right.
No.
You're actually making the stuff.
Yeah, that was a special case because we had a lot of people that have K-cups, but not traditional coffee pots.
But still, like all that work, you're actually doing right there in Berlin.
Well, I give it to my mother-in-law to do to keep her busy.
Right.
Busy.
Now let me ask you this, because I know a lot of people are wondering. Maryland just passed the legalization of marijuana. It's supposed to take effect in July.
Yes.
And we were talking a little bit about this off the air. How does that affect your stores?
Okay, so the legalization bill is House Bill 837.
Okay.
What it says, it's 55 pages long. There's a lot of definitions in it. But basically what it says is that there's going to be a transition period from now until June 30th of next year. And that is giving the state time to write the laws about how this is going to be implemented.
Okay.
This is the second time here recently that there have been legalization bills in Maryland. The first bill, the previous legislative session, was written to make things recreational, but it was written by a member of the Finance Committee, which obviously they think about money a lot. So taxation is on the mind of the state. Maryland wants to make things legal, not so much to help out you and me, but to get the tax money, because there's all these other states. New Jersey just went legal. Virginia is going legal in a year or two. It usually takes time to implement it. So that's where the state's interest is. What was it going? The 837. So the state, when they first tried to do this, they tried to write the law as an emergency law to cut out CBD businesses. So all local Maryland growers, CBD stores, people like me who spent the last 3 years building up a business, they were going to cut us out and make the recreational side go immediately to the dispensaries. Okay. Oh. So you would have been able to get some of these products if the dispensaries carried them, but you're going to pay a premium, and it's not helping me out. So in this year, we still don't know what's going to happen with me. It could be that, I'm not going to be able to be in business. Maybe I have to move to a different state. I can't just sell CBD anymore. A lot of this is related around the Delta 8. So like, for instance, in Delaware, Delta 8 is illegal, but other products like HHC are not. So you have a patchwork of laws, the federal laws, and then the states also get involved and implement it.
So for as far as the dispensaries go, those would primarily just be run by the state.
Yes.
So you couldn't open up a dispensary. I mean, it would only be run by the state.
That is correct. And I, to be clear, I don't want to be a dispensary. All right. Right. I went into business for myself, so I don't want to get right back into a heavily regulated industry. Mm-hmm. It's a good and bad. CBD is unregulated right now. This is good in the fact that, like, for instance, unlike the dispensary system, I can purchase from vendors anywhere in the United States. Mm-hmm. And the dispensary system, everything has to be tightly regulated from what they call from seed to sale. It has to be tracked throughout the whole time. And because it's a state law, it has to stay within state borders. Okay? So
a lot of rules and regulations come along with,
Wow. And we don't need a medical marijuana card to go into your store, correct?
No, you do not. You don't need a medical card because I am not a dispensary.
Right.
We have more options in general, but it's a different set of rules. And this is confusing to a lot of people. This is usually the first or second thing that people say. It's do you have Delta 8 or I have a medical card. So this is the way it is right now. People, when they think relief from these kind of cannabis and cannabinoids, they think that dispensaries are the only way to go. Dispensaries do a good job, and I'm not, trying to throw some shade at them, but there's other options also. So, hey, I think personally that this industry is going to grow. It's supposed to outgrow all other industries. Yeah. So the pie is getting bigger. There's enough for everybody to get a piece, and if you want to go and purchase Delta 9 products and other things at a dispensary, go right ahead. If you want to come into a CBD store and purchase other products, go right ahead. This is America. Yeah. Do what you want.
So, okay, let's just say, what they're trying to do, if in fact, and I hate to say this, but if they do try to push out the CBD, businesses, how can we get your products then? Like, I mean, are they going to sell them? I mean, because right now all I see at dispensary is you got a medical marijuana card, you go through the drive-through, you get what you need to get, and you keep it moving. You're not in there shopping around buying drinks and coffee and gummies.
Not as personal.
Yeah,
no, you're not getting to know the person and specifically
how can they justify really getting rid of, the CBD stores?
It comes down to money. The big group that was pushing this law, there was a lot of money that was donated by a guy out of Baltimore. I think he was an older football guy.
Okay.
From the Ravens. I can't think of his name. But there's a lot of money in the dispensary side of things. And then you have, this is classic in any industry. We've got old money and new money. Everybody's fighting for control, right? And it really doesn't need to be that way. But dispensaries, like I said, they have to stay within the state. So their selection of products, generally, from what I've seen, is a lot smaller than mine. And for instance, we go through a lot of different products. We had 4 new products last week, people. So in general, we have probably a new product every 1 to 2 weeks.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff that goes through the store.
And by the way, local, support local, right there, made right there in Berlin. Yeah. Yep. So how old do you have to be to come into your store?
Okay, so the law is 21 and older for all THC products. The law actually says that CBD products are legal for all ages.
Okay.
However, I want to deal with parents. I don't want teenagers showing up. I'm not getting in the middle of all that. You know, there is nothing wrong with younger children taking CBD products. We've had this happen both in our family and in our customers, with kids as young as 2 or 3 taking CBD in small amounts.
Right.
And that's the key. This is a drug, and it has to be dosed appropriately. So a child that's 3 years old and Jessica and me all are different people, all have different tolerances. You know, it's a drug. Size does matter somewhat. So now, having said that, if you gave a little bit too much CBD to a kid, would it hurt them? Probably not. They'd probably just take a nap. And there are a few moms and grandmoms out there that have come in.
Yeah.
And
let me get some of that sleeping CBD.
That's right. There's this one grandma. Everybody takes a nap, right?
Yeah.
Everybody takes a nap.
Okay, very good. Well, again, Nathan and Dawn, I mean, we really appreciate everything you guys do.
We've learned so much.
You know, I mean, this is just a lot of knowledge for people who, you know, don't know. And, you know, obviously the coffee is great. I'm telling you, I keep saying it. I was going to actually come by yesterday, but what are your hours?
Okay, so on Monday, it's 12 to 5.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10:30 to 6:30. Friday and Saturday, 10:30 to 7. Sunday, we're off. Everybody needs a day off.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. All right, very good. And again, if people want to look you guys up, want to check out some of the products, you guys sell online?
We don't sell online right now.
Okay.
You can call into the store, and we can ship it to you. The only caveat being that it, like for Delta 8 products, it has to be legal in the state that you're ordering from. Which we have a list. There's like 14 or 15 states. But yes, if you call them, we will ship it to you.
Okay, very good. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Delmarva Health through CBD. And you guys got the website, Facebook as well?
Yep, Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business. All the hours are on there. Most of the products are on there. And we're also doing events. So the events will be on there. There's a event at Bordello, a ladies' night, December the 8th. The Moose Lodge in Salisbury, December, I think the 10th. There's a few, and so we'll keep posting these. So you don't have to come into the store, but it's a little easier that way.
Coming maybe today, maybe this afternoon.
Yep.
Very good. Dawn and Nathan, thank you guys so much for coming in. We appreciate it. It's 9:10. It is a Bill and Jessica show. WWE Monday Night Raw. You want in? Text in your first and last name and where you're from right now. We will qualify you. We'll give away the tickets tomorrow. 302-858-5117. Again, you want to qualify for those WWE Monday Night Raw tickets. 302-858-5117. And here's all the details.
Here we go.
Power 1017 has your